Hello, everybody, and thank you for tuning in to another edition of Mal TV. Today's headlines are circulating the Howard University situation of a multiple amount of issues. Yes. But first, we're going to start off with Kendall Hall, which is a student, an active student at Howard University.
Yeah, so Kendall Hall went viral after she posted a tweet saying, "I sat here and wrote this email calmly while my emotions were rippling me apart inside. But this is what I got. I'm borderline homeless, but I'm so sorry my tone was slightly off." So she posted these screen caps of her email to
the actual email.
The president of Howard University, Mr. Frederick Wayne.
Wayne Frederick, okay. It states, "Dear President, my name is Kendall Hall, and I'm a computer science major of Providence, Rhode Island. Today, I had the experience of attempting to pick housing. I coordinated with my future roommate and discussed all of our future roommate plans. Upon my time to pick housing, I discovered a glitch. Apparently, I wasn't sent the official time to pick housing. Moments later, I arrived at the residence office in which I saw tens of students waiting to be talked to. I patiently waited my 2 hours and to then be told they have run out of housing. The crowd stares back in disbelief. They are told that they may have a chance at housing once May 31st comes around. This date is way after any chance of at transferring, way after any major life decisions can be made." So this housing situation basically gives two options: throw everything that we've for away and transfer, or we do through this turbulent time. Okay, I'm under.
I didn't see all those mistakes.
Yeah, I understand. No, you're right. But once you do read it that way, she could have proofread it. Okay, number one. But that's not the point of this. Actually, she was probably startled, all in her feelings.
Yeah.
Upset.
It was 12:16 p.m. She's been up,
right,
that day.
Exactly. So you got to think she's probably crying. There's no doubt. I mean, I'm just one woman, but I can assume that when you have all your balls in one basket, then all of a sudden you drop that basket because of one speculation or one stipulation. It doesn't matter. But this is crazy. So moving on. It continues. I'd also like to point out that this next week I am embarking on a trip with Alternative Spring Break, a pride and joy of Howard. Yet when I return, I will be facing some of the exact same issues. I know that our school is based off of truth and service, so I would like to think that we would live up to that. So I beg of you, please just let us know what we're supposed to do. I don't find anything wrong with this letter, honestly, besides a few.
Read his response.
A few misspells. Okay. Now now coming back, there was a response from Wayne Frederick, which is the president of Howard University, and his response details: "Your tone and tenor is inappropriate. The appropriate offices to handle this matter are copied and will respond." Which I don't understand why he would even put his 2 cents into that, because that's basically starting off and going, "Yeah, I don't think you're talking to me, but I'll send it to who it's supposed to go to." Okay? And
not only that, but he sent it to 1, 2, 3 other people, because he just thought the situation was beyond him.
Yeah, but it's not a concern of his.
Exactly.
If you're the president of this college, you need to be heading, and I mean heading, addressing a conference meeting, with this titling. That's all I'm saying.
And see, when you do a little bit more digging, it's found here.
Which is the Washington Post.
The Washington Post, back in 2015, September 11th, 2015.
And this header states, "After Howard protests, administrations continues to respond to student concerns." Scroll down.
And these students, back in 2015, were complaining of Wi-Fi problems, which Wi-Fi is important when you're in college.
Absolutely.
You have a lot of online research to do. Mold in the dorm rooms.
You have a list full of issues that they're dealing with. right
There was
here.
protests going on.
About the conditions at Howard University, complaining about issues both fundamental and mundane. So everything from paralyzing financial aid problems to spotty Wi-Fi, to mold in the. And so now there's a roach infestation, there's a rat infestation, there's mold in the walls. It's
Yeah.
literally not the appropriate housing for these children to
So as you
adequately
see the
learn
responses,
fundamentally, and like they said, mundane. It's just not. It's not appropriate whatsoever.
the responses to Kindle's posts got other students
An overwhelming response,
speaking
might I
about
add.
their experiences, and even a former Howard instructor saying she's truly shocked and horrified on her behalf that she's being treated that way.
Yeah. Yeah, this is something that's actually coveted. We don't actually hear about what goes on at Howard University, not in this fashion. So I have to applaud internet for actually helping this go viral. So we have another one from Kiara Wade. It states, so she's also put in a complaint, Miss Kara Wade. It says, thank you again for your time and truth and service. Okay, so Wayne.
Another response from Frederick Wayne.
Right. Okay, so look at what he's done here. So Wayne Frederick also responds to her letter of concerns.
And of course, again, the same situation. He forwards it to two other people.
Yeah, those are not the same Bland and Brown, only because it reminds me of Sandra and Mike.
Yeah, it's two
I'm
other
just
colleagues.
saying, yeah.
It's two other random colleagues. That's what it seems like. If he was actually trying to handle these people's situation, it would be usually to the same departments. He's just forwarding it to make it seem like he's doing something.
This is it is an intimidating tactic.
Yeah.
So his response from Miss Wade is, Miss Wade, I'm sorry to learn of your dilemma. Your tone and tenor yesterday was shocking and honestly confusing. I'm not sure what motivates you to address me in that manner. Nevertheless, I'm hopeful that you'll find a solution to your situation. However, I hope that you can be reflective on your approach, your interactions, and your perspective. Sent from my iPhone. So he's just right there, just in the middle of church. Respond. Respond. Like, first of all, Mr. Wayne Frederick, take a seat, because honestly, you're using reverse psychology on these kids with an actual dilemma when it comes to, they're actually looking outside the box. So Miss Kendall Hall has started a phenomenon for Howard University. Nonetheless, I know that it has been on display that she's got a Cash App for donations.
Yeah.
So they've started that. And honestly, is this going to be like a group type thing, or is it going to be just the individual asking for assistance? Because I'm not sure if at this point I would want to be included in a group, because I'm not sure how the group is going to be treated, or if they're going to be able to afford adequate living, even past this. I'm sure the donations are going to exceed. But what I'm really saying is, are they going to be able to still attend Howard because they're close enough? Are they still going to be... There's so many different things, you know what I mean, to really think about. And I know there's somebody else there going, what? What does that have to do with anything? But you're thinking of a group, a bunch of kids. Where are you going to move this bunch of kids? That's my point. My biggest concern is the parents. The parents, they're owed some kind of explanation. This is where they actually have faith, where their security of their children would be okay. And then it's just like this. That's what I'm saying. It's like an orphan type situation. Like, they're really not caring about your atmosphere.
I don't
They're
see
really
how
not
this
caring
has been going
about
on for years. And where's the Board of Education?
Well,
you know what I mean,
Mr.
Just like when it comes to these what are they called? For-profit colleges, like Everest, not trust funds, taking people's scholarships and grant money not really giving them a benefit for it.
Right.
They're just really taking their money and running.
Well, like this girl says, Kiara responds, excuse my grammatical errors. I've never been more disappointed about a decision I've made in my life, meaning going to Howard or choosing Howard as an educational facility. Now, Howard was my number one choice, and I have a high GPA and volunteer. I tried to prove myself coming out of high school with a low GPA, and I feel that I have none of it matters. Like, that's really a major factor too. A lot of these kids work their butt off to get that GPA, to have that, that image. They've worked their butt off. They've earned every little quirk and credit for it. And then whenever you have a dilemma like this, it kind of just puts you down on the bottom and goes, well, you can't serve anymore. Like, you know what I mean? Like, your goodwill has been cut off. And so, either on paper or not on paper, it actually reflects what have you been doing during this time. A lot of employers ask that later on. I know it doesn't matter, but as a person, it's like you kicking me in my face and going, I know you're qualified, but you're not going to get the job. You know? These kids should not be worried about where they're going to lay their head at nighttime and it being safe. What if someone gets bit by one of these rats and it's just an accusation? But what if? Is the college going to pay for those medical bills? Rabies shots? The whole nine? I'll wait. Because really it hasn't came to that point. But if you're talking about a facility that's not in living, situations, it's something that needs to be shut down entirely. Sir Wayne Franklin, he needs to be the one responsible for all of that. I know there's different departments, but you are head of that school, and somebody needs to spark the spark, okay? It's like a domino effect. If you don't act like you care, none of the people underneath you act like they care either. And you're responding and clicking in to add on people that are irrelevant to the situation. I don't see any comebacks on those parts. And neither Kendall or Kiara posted responses from Bland, Brown, you know what I mean, Calvin, or whoever the other people were in these responses. So that just kind of leaves me lost. It just does. It just leaves me lost. And really, I'm not at all. Like I said, I know that there's got to be funding right now starting, like, you know what I mean, like crowdfunding starting for this situation. But
so people keep sharing their experiences, and it's nonetheless any different. They're all the same.
It says transfer. I faced homelessness when I was a student, and when I approached the administrator, I was sobbing. I was told my tone was inappropriate. I was asked, "Do you have somewhere?"
She said, "I wasn't told my tone was inappropriate."
I wasn't, okay, I'm sorry. I wasn't told my tone was inappropriate. I was asked, "Do you have somewhere to sleep?" They had to set me in the office until they found me a bed. Let me point out, though, she's white. And I know that out of all things, it shouldn't even matter. But we're talking about Howard University.
They found her a bed.
They found Miss Alana Burke a bed.
And this black girl's been told
And
she's going to have to
there's
be
two
homeless.
black girls. I'm just looking at statistics here. 2 black girls have problems. And she wasn't told your tone is... No, see, they are putting an image on these girls that have problems that are actually facing them head on. I don't think these girls have anything wrong with their statements. They actually wrote out something. This girl here didn't say anything about writing anything. She actually showed up.
Yeah.
You know.
She didn't send an email. She showed up crying.
Right. And that's even...
This girl's crying at home writing an email. So, they're taking the girl...
This is obviously something that has been spoken out loud in a board meeting because they actually addressed Ms. Kiara and said, "The way you spoke to me yesterday." So this is something that's going on. I bet you there's picket fences, there's rallies, there's protests. Things need to be done.
There was a protest back in 2015 about the conditions. Well, obviously nothing has changed.
This is ridiculous. I'd love to see where this unfolds.
This is 4 years of protesting. School. It's people who have connections to the school that are talking about it. And outside of that bubble, it's not really getting there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's sad. It's sad.
Except for Kendall's tweet.
Yeah.
Going viral in the past couple of days.
Yeah, Kendall opened up a whole new bag of worms. And is Howard University only for girls? I don't see any boys involved in this situation.
That's very noteworthy here, isn't it?
Well, there's, Juliana, Royal C. Looks like there's, I don't know, there's Biano. This is wild. These situations should not be swept under the rug. I'm glad that it's going viral right now, and let's just see where it ends up, because honestly.
So everyone is now joining her.
This is going to be, his email is going to be flooding.
Yeah.
Do you hear me? This is it. He needs to retire. Okay, he looks like his smile is just about fixing a crack. It's on there really hard, and I'm afraid to ask, where are this $750,000 worth of funding to maintain your property? Where's it gone?
Yes, he looks very happy to take his
very
position.
happy.
Very happy to take his position.
So
all these very happy people up here.
It looks to me like, what is it whenever you work for a company and they just split the profits up and they like all the people on the top split profits. You get 1,000. You get 1,000.
And this is the statement: to ensure that the university maximizes its impact and that its students receive a well-rounded educational experience. Well, Mr. Frederick, Dr. Frederick.
Strives to
Just to be
develop
technical.
innovative
Where is
approaches to
this?
focus on the institutional priorities, but priority is adequate living for these students
It should be.
that are provided grants to stay on your premises. That's another default. That's so embarrassing. When you're depending on grants, a lot of times they get grants that are way above what it qualifies for to even take classes that semester. So you're covering living, you're covering, transportation. There's a lot that I just don't understand. I'm not understanding this, why it's gotten this far. I'd like to hear what you guys have to say in the comment section below. Because honestly, we can go about this all day on do's and don'ts and pros and cons of this kind of situation with a college. So please subscribe if you have not done that already. Please sign up for notifications. And we'll definitely do an update on what's to come, maybe on a daily basis, because honestly, we got to see. Absolutely not.
Anytime soon.
Oh, no.
This is a developing story.
Just figuratively speaking, the rat is out
The
of the
last
bag.
tweet about the situation was an hour ago. This is active. This is still happening.
Absolutely.
Kids
And
are still homeless.
absolutely. And I'd like to see where it goes. But thank you guys so much for watching, and tune in to the next episode. I can't wait to see how this unfolds.